will be coming out shortly.
Well, I'm very happy for Malaysia there. I think they've come in and shown some real potential. And I think this is the first team in the first tournament. Things can change. Only bodes well for next year if they can keep this form up. Well, who knows? But it's been a pretty good development curve for them in the last 48 hours. Well done, Malaysia.
Here we go then. We are looking at the 5th and 6th playoff here. It's Thailand versus Sri Lanka. As it was for every single of the 3 legs last season, these two teams battled it out across Hong Kong, Sri Lanka and Korea, the venues. And it was Sri Lanka that won all 3 of them. So it'll be Thailand, who have come back strong this year by the looks. This will be a good matchup here. And some really nice players in there, Laksina, Chichanuk, and they just work well as a team. Hard-working team. They're both hard-working teams. It's probably Sri Lanka who've got the wood, the pace, and Dulani at 7 and Thanuja at 10, and also at 12, Anusha. So they've probably got the pace on the Thais. And both these teams like to tackle hard. So can Thailand turn around the fortunes of last year, where Sri Lanka had their number? And there's a really good turnout from a small Sri Lankan expat community that brought the snare drum and the cymbals. Bit of a tussle at halfway for the ball. Who gets the right to hold it up, and Thailand win that one. Here's our referee for this match. Glorious pink shirt.
Well, this is one of the matchups I've been waiting for all weekend. Thailand taking on Sri Lanka. And I'm very, very impressed with the development and the passing skill set of Thailand since we saw them last year. They've always been one of the most tenacious defensive teams in the tournaments. Now they've got some some genuine attacking prowess. As much as Sri Lanka though, hard to say, probably not. In terms of natural giftedness and the attacking variety, Sri Lanka's right up there.
Here goes Chichanuk. She gets on the outside, and just like that, she eases her way around the outside, and the first try is on the board. And she made that look very easy, and I can assure you it's not. She's made mincemeat of her opposition there. That's a really strong start to Thailand. Have a look at this.
Well, just 2 pretty good passes, really, wasn't it? And in the end, Thanuja wasn't even remotely interested in trying to stop that. Disappointing from Sri Lanka, but this is the kind of vigour that Thailand play with, and they can get pretty intense as well, particularly on defence. We've seen them shorten up a few players and teams bigger than them. They worried Kazakhstan with some of their shots. So, pushovers.
It was a good fend though from Chichanuk, and the kick is away, so it's 5-0, early lead to Thailand. Sri Lanka now, they can go 80-90 metres, don't worry about that. They've got 3 gases. Thailand, they look like they might have turned this over. That's good tenacious work on the ground. They win the penalty too.
Time to get going. That was the call from the boss.
Shoves their own players out the road.
Look at this run. Unbelievable stuff.
Thanapon. Try number 2. The urgency. They want to get going. They want to score points. And they're all business. No mucking about. They went down narrowly to Kazakhstan in the first game yesterday, 12-0, as we look again. Off the left twice and then...
Super stuff from Thailand. I mean, that's the... Look, that's what they do when they just catch and pass. You've got some... and that was close as well. Well, Thailand are terrorising the Sri Lankan scoreboard at the moment. Oh dear, hang on. What's happened here?
There'll be a short delay here.
Someone's taken a bang to the head.
Yes, yesterday Thailand, they went down to Cup semi-finalists Kazakhstan, just 12-0. Then they backed it up against Singapore, caning them 41 points to 0. Then this morning, they did get pipped by China 24-0 on the final pool plate. They beat Malaysia in the plate semi-final 36-10. And here they are, leading Malaysia by 2 tries to 0, 10-0 here. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka, they went down to Hong Kong 33-10. They beat Malaysia 35-7. They were beaten by Japan 34-7. And then this morning, they saw off Singapore 26-8. Follow us on Facebook at asia.rugby. The Book of Faces. On Instagram at Asia Rugby Live. If you don't know what Instagram is,
welcome to Planet Earth.
Ask your children. And on Twitter at Asia Rugby. Just waiting for the player. She's on her feet.
Oh, that's good to see. Happy with that.
Stretcher not needed, so that's encouraging. She's able to get off. Looks like it could be a shoulder, collarbone. So, not even 3 minutes gone here, and Thailand have posted 2 tries.
Oh, they're going for the ball again. She's won it beautifully.
Oh, that's good work from Ratanapon. Ping though.
Well, I don't know if you would have seen that from Thailand last year or the year before. Their mindfulness and alertness about the game, the whole game sense has changed.
It's definitely a new tactic from them, attacking the ball when it's up off the ground. It's a real opportunity. So Sri Lankan line out just inside the Thai half. Ayesha will feed this. You've got some big tall forwards here. And getting her hand in the road is, oh, she takes it. Piamat can't quite rein it in before it hits the ground, but that was a good reflex reaction there. The Sri Lankans were up and ready.
Well, they're not giving Sri Lanka anything, really, are they? They're contesting every inch of the ground, every moment with the ball. It'd be like a nagging headache.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Sri Lanka now looking to get something going. They've got a couple of minutes in this first half. Again, Thai sense an opportunity there. Swoop in for the turnover. They've done it. 3 big turnovers in the half. Danachapon gets that one away from trouble. Here is Ratanapon. She's been responsible for a couple of those turnovers. Now they're trying to work some numbers here now. Here's Danapon, the try scorer, gives it out to Chichanuk. Chichanuk, the other try scorer, straightens, beats Dulani on the inside shoulder. They've got one to beat. The numbers are coming back in defence. Look at all those green shirts getting back. Thailand are there. Out to Laksina. And here we go with Ratanapon into the hands of Butsaya. She's up there. She's nailed it in the corner. And they've gone 70 metres there from a turnover. Interplay was fantastic. First try of the series, and she's on the end of a real cracking team try.
Well, good to watch Thailand at the moment.
Thailand. Kicker.
Playing with width, playing as a team, showing good intensity. And really giving Sri Lanka nowhere to look, nowhere to run, and certainly nowhere to hide. Conversion attempt coming. Needs to be pretty enthusiastic about this women's competition. The arrival of Malaysia. And, well, what about that one? What about that one, ladies and gentlemen? I'll just pop one in here from the sideline. Thanks very much for asking. Remarkable conversion. Thailand walk off into the distance with this game by the look of things. Sri Lanka look absolutely dumbfounded at the moment. They've had literally no ball, and as a result they've had no chance to show their abilities, as Thailand keep piling in. 17-0.
3 excellent tries, weren't they? And the hoot is gone now, and Sri Lanka under pressure. There's not too many changes in either of these sides from the last season. Maybe a couple of players, changes in personnel. Here they go, ripping it again. Once again, it's Ratanaporn stepping as Piamat. Could they finish here with a fourth?
Oh, you beauty!
She puts the brakes on, then gets back on the gas, and Thanachporn brings up a 4th try. And what a sensational half of rugby for Thailand. Wow. Really good teamwork. Just really operating as a unit right now. And look here at the rip. Once again, it's number 5. She's done this 3 or 4 times this half.
It's the biggest person on the field. Not quite.
Borrowing like a giant mole, as Bill McLaren would say.
That was just a little flick of the hips, and I'm away on the outside. Snake-eyed the defender. Snake hip the tackler. And it was time for 5 more. Terrific work. And I think they might have kicked that as well, did she? Heavens above, no. I think you're making most of the male goal kickers here look bad if that was the case. 22 points to nil, Boozer. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, comprehensive, isn't it? It's been all about their defence, Thailand. They've stripped the ball out, and each time they've stripped it out, I think they've come away with points. They scored that early one right in the first half, and Chichinuk it was, just putting the gas on the outside, gassing Thanuja, who's no slouch. As we look at the traffic here, traffic watch at the stadium, it's looking good at the moment. If you want to come down here, there's no trouble with the traffic. And, well, the Sri Lankans rocked on their feet here. They had the wood over Thailand last year, taking 5th spot on each of the 3 legs, beating Thailand in that 5th, 6th playoff, as I mentioned before. And they do look intense, don't they? They got an intensity about them.
Let's go, guys.
Got a new coach, a coaching staff. There's a real self-belief. And what hasn't helped them is the Sri Lankan quintet 4-piece band is
Well, they've disbanded.
disbanded, yeah.
They've disappeared, in fact.
And that's really playing on the minds of the Sri Lankan players. They were carried along by the snare drum.
Captain. Captain.
Second half then about to get underway. It's going to be Ayesha Kalawachi. They need to score at least 4 times. Try and give it some air early on. They've really got a confidence about them now and coming back on the chop. There's Chichinuk. Look at these wide passes. Well, that's not such a good example, but quite willing to give it a lot of latitude. Fend straight in the head there from Laksina. Like a Dalek with the arm out front. Butsaya with the surge. Tackle coming in from Dulani, but still they recycle it. Piama fires that inside. Butsaya looking for the cut, trying to get on the outside. Thanaporn, she does get on the outside. There's no one ahead, but there are chasers. Is she going to have the legs? She's got one supporting her all the way, Thanaporn, and she does have the legs. And again, they get on the outside. They've put 20, 30 passes together. Patience. Cool-headed Patience, and they find the mismatch. That really is good sevens rugby all round.
Well, it's that extra dimension of the passing, isn't it? Just more accurate, faster, the ball travels further. It does all the work, and then ultimately they get some space. And this woman has finished the weekend looking very strong indeed. Great try. Well created, Thailand. Conversion attempt unsuccessful, but they're doing everything else right at the moment, the Kingdom. Pretty impressive stuff.
I'll tell you what, Jed, those are 5 of the best tries we've seen all weekend on the women's side of the draw. They've all been crackers and they've all been team efforts. Now it's Sri Lanka, Dulani. A real speedster, goes into tackle, gets pulled up by Butsaya.
Well, that's been beautifully won by Thailand, beautifully turned over. And now they threatened on the far side.
Laksina and the ball inside. How beautiful was that? Piamat on the inside. She held it up and popped it back, and that's often where the defence can be exploited if it's not tracking across. And very intelligent sevens again.
Well, they know what they're doing. It's pretty clear now. This isn't happening by sort of fluke. That's beautifully passed. That's a superb ball back on the inside. And a very, very, very good supporting line as well. If you're a youngster watching this game, you might want to go back and watch it again a few times, because you're just seeing the basics of rugby. That's the uprights. You're seeing the basics of rugby done very, very well. Catch, tackle, pass, kick.
Yeah, and from another turnover too, wasn't it? They've been awesome at just dispossessing the Sri Lankans. Very, very eager, and their technique is incredible. Wanati goes short. Probably not what she had in mind, but here comes the Sri Lankans now trying to get their pace runners into the game. It's a good effort by Sanjiwani De Silva. So they returned it, but they've lost it again. So they've been dispossessed once more in contact. That was the Nuja. $32-0. Who would have thought? Just going to run through those results from last year.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Thailand relentless, coming back at them once more. Been chased backwards this time. penalty to Sri Lanka. Here they come now with the Thai defensive line in disarray. It's a good chance to have a crack at them, but a good pick and go from the base there, and Thanuja it is. Good eyes up from her, good vision, and with the quick tap, hard to defend when you're trying to rearrange yourself. They've done well there to pick one off. 5th try for the series. One of the leading try scorers so far. Joint leading try scorer with Honoka Susumi, I suspect. Chen Kei from China. So the 3 strike weapons. A couple of these, well, there's one Japanese player who scored 4 in her one game. So if we look through those results from last year in the 5th and 6th playoff, Sri Lanka 22, Thailand 10 at this tournament last year. On to Hong Kong, and Thailand were beaten 22-5, and then we went to Sri Lanka and they won 7-5. Very tight indeed was the closest result. Here come Thailand again, just going from the base of the scrum. Wanari, she's not going to have the legs though. She tries to swat away. Ooh, big contact coming in there, and it's a knock on. As the hooter goes. Long range tries, they're not very common in the women's side. We've seen some here today. So they've well and truly struck back at the Sri Lankans. I remember Sri Lanka, or Thailand upsetting Hong Kong and Sri Lanka 2 seasons ago, getting into the Cup semi-finals.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Good work by the Sri Lankans to get back there. Hooter is gone, so with that knock on, no, it's a penalty advantage, not bound. Last play of the game. There's a yellow card here at the death, so that's not going to make a lot of difference, but there's a Sri Lankan laid on the ground. Not sure what happened. She'd get belted by Butsaya. You don't mess with these Thai tacklers.
Yeah, well, if you show them the target, they know what to do with it. And whatever happened here looked like it happened well and truly. 32 points to 5. Well, you've done it with some class, I think. Thailand. Not a bad day in Seoul. I'll tell you where else would be quite a nice day. Would be Phuket. Be very nice indeed. I wanted to send a bit of a shout out to my friend Pipui at Wassa Wassa Bar in Patong, where the sunsets are endless.
Sawadee-ka. Oh, they're back. They've moved.
Oh, they've just moved out of the sun, is that right?
They've now got a water bottle as an extra bit of percussion, so they're accumulating instruments, the Sri Lankan quartet.
It's the Soul Funk Orchestra.
The Colombo posse.
Here we go. Here's some happiness as well. Talking to the band, are they? Girls always love the musicians.
She's on her feet. Not sure who it is there. Cyclist man, he's back. He's been here all day in his helmet. He hasn't taken it off, I don't think. Perhaps he's a famous person, just trying to avoid any attention from the media. We're not falling for it. The helmet, the glasses, the mammal cycling outfit. Some little kids down here enjoying themselves. Wouldn't mind one of those myself. The fruit, that is, not those little kids. Got plenty of those. Sri Lanka now way after the hooter, just looking for a consolation try, really. Here's Sanjiwani De Silva. Gives it to Delani. We haven't seen her get on the outside of really anyone this weekend. They've got her number, and Thailand win a penalty. What are they going to do? Well, I think they've had a good a day at the office here. They've got 32 points. They are out of here. They've only got 6 players on the field, and there we have it. Wouldn't call it a famous victory. I'd call it a very big victory, though. Thailand have absolutely caned Sri Lanka here. 32 points to 5. And that's a real turnaround from last season. Hats off to the Thai team. They have turned their game around, and we're going to be